of the spiritual master is another instruction by Krishna. Back to Krishna. Krishna had sent Prabhupada on a mission to write books and to deliver the jivas in this earth planet particularly. So having accomplished his mission, it's called mission successful. So he returns back to Krishna Loka. So that is why there's a great celebration today actually in Goloka Vrindavan. So Prabhupada's appearance in this world is a great fortune for this earth, planet Earth. It's a great fortune. Because the Acharya can take birth anywhere. The Lord can decide to send the Acharya anywhere. There are millions and trillions of universes and millions of planets. But we are extremely fortunate that the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, he has appeared in this universe of Chaturmukha Brahma, and in Chaturmukha Brahma's universe also there are so many planetary systems, millions of planets. In that Jambudvipa, in that Bharatavarsha, in that Bharatakanda, and he appeared in our place, our country. So we are so fortunate. We are very fortunate. The earth is very fortunate. The living beings are very fortunate. It's become completely sanctified. So we should count these fortunes. Then only we will value the presence of the spiritual master whom Krishna has sent, as we read here, that because we cannot see Paramatma, the Lord mercifully sends us the external spiritual master. Paramatma is the internal spiritual master. But the Guru, bona fide Guru, is the external spiritual master chosen by the Lord personally for us. When does he choose? That is also explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Guru Krishna Kripaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. When a jiva sincerely seeks the shelter of Krishna, then Krishna arranges a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master for that particular jiva. If you sincerely seek Krishna from within. So by the mercy of Krishna, you will get a bona fide Guru, because you don't know who is the genuine sadhu or a genuine spiritual master in this entire universe. Who is that person, that single person? We don't know. And we are not in a position to judge and analyze whether he is a pure devotee, whether he is a spiritual master or not. How do we know? What are the qualifications of a spiritual master? Who is a pure devotee? And even if you know theoretically, how do you know these things are present in this personality? So the Lord in the heart is the active principle. He will direct us to the bona fide spiritual master. So we are all such fortunate souls who have come to the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, there are millions of sadhus in this world. But among them, no doubt there are many sadhus, we agree. But among those millions of sadhus, where is that pure devotee spiritual master? Where is he? So Krishna will direct us. And we are clear that we have already found that spiritual master, and we should only stick on to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. That is our prayer. So on this auspicious occasion of Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, let's remember some important instructions given by Prabhupada. Maybe about 3-4 instructions let's try to remember. A very important instruction left by Prabhupada was, your love for me will be shown when you all cooperate together in the service of Krishna, especially when I am no more in this world. You see, it's a very deep, loaded instruction by Prabhupada. Everybody says, I love, I love. That's all fine. That's all in words. But how is your love shown in action? When you all cooperate together in the service of Krishna. Especially not when I'm there, when I'm no more in the world. You see? Then only your love to Prabhupada will be shown. Otherwise, we simply say, I love Prabhupada. Then you, like Prabhupada says, one place when he was in US, if you say you love the master, you should love the master's dog also. You can't say, I love the master, but the dog, hey, hato, hato, get away from my way. No, the master is displeased. Because the master loves the dog. So if you love the master and the master loves the dog, you should love the dog also. So like that. So it is important. If there are two things in this regard. If I love Krishna, I should love Krishna's devotees. And very dear devotee, the spiritual master. Similarly, if I love the spiritual master, I should love the spiritual master's disciples and the devotees. So there can't be any second opinion about this. So it's a very important instruction. You can think more about this. I'm just giving an indication now. The second instruction we can remember is, this is a very common question, especially those who are seriously practicing bhakti, devotional service. But it is true for everyone also. One devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how will I receive instructions from you? Prabhupada said, I have already given all my instructions and it is available, you can utilize them. Then the devotee said, but Prabhupada, if I want some direct instruction and guidance from you, how will I receive? Because you're not there all the time in one center. If you tell me, please do this service for me. Please, today morning do the pujari service. Today go for cooking. Today go for preaching. Or do some temple cleaning. So if you say I'm very satisfied, I feel very satisfied. Oh, Prabhupada told me do this. I feel very nice about it. So if you're not there, then how am I to get guidance? Apart from philosophy and academic queries or doubts or clarifications. Jai Krishna Balaram Gaunitai Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, you will get direction from within, depending upon your purity. But the devotee said, but Prabhupada, I want to know what you want me to do. Exactly. I want your direct instructions. Prabhupada said that depends on your purity. So that means there is also a possibility of getting direct instructions, inspiration, revelation from Prabhupada the Acharya also. Just like the deity, if you stand in front of the deity, sometimes you get revelations. You get direct inspiration, instruction, guidance. But that depends on one's purity. This purity is a very big subject. What is purity? Purity doesn't mean just following regulative principles alone, which mostly we think as beginners in Krishna consciousness. I think purity means I should follow the regulative principles, not commit sinful activities, chant my 16 rounds, do my sadhana, do my seva, not commit offenses. Yes, purity means many, many things. These are very fundamental. Doing one's sadhana and one's service is very fundamental. Now, in the details of this is the most important catch. Like sometimes there's English saying, phrase, the devil is in the detail. So you take the good sense out of this statement, it means that difficulty is in the detail. The devil meaning to say hard to overcome, difficult to figure out and follow. So purity, how to maintain that purity? So sincerely, we have to follow the instructions given by Prabhupada and the devotees. And that is purity. And we submit ourselves to the Acharya. Surrender means submission. We submit ourselves to the Acharya. And wholeheartedly, we follow the Acharya. Wholeheartedly. Without reservations. Now, these are all lifetime projects. It doesn't happen if you go into the detail of all of this. That's why I said the devil is in the detail. It's not easy to follow because the mind doesn't agree. Our status doesn't agree like that. So anyway, so that's why Prabhupada said depends on your purity. Okay. Then third important instruction we can remember is a famous reference by Prabhupada, which many devotees quote. Prabhupada said, books are the basis. His books are the basis. So we should not get carried away by reading thousands of books about spirituality. Just because I have become Krishna conscious, we'll start browsing everywhere, start referring all other books on spirituality. No. When Prabhupada says books are the basis, it refers to his books. Because then you may think, but Prabhupada, like the other day we were discussing, some devotee. So many acharyas, even in our parampara, have written so many literatures. Like I think last class I talked about Shat Sandarbha, written by Jiva Goswami. So somebody was asking, Prabhu, so where is that Shat Sandarbha? Prabhupada is not talk much about those things. There are many, many books by the Goswamis, by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, by Baldev Vidya Bhushana, all these great acharyas. So in Prabhupada's teachings, if you study overall Prabhupada's teachings, all of the previous acharyas' teachings are present in its fullness and completeness. Just that we are not aware because we have read very less Prabhupada's books, or our depth of reading is not to the mark. Maybe in terms of volumes, you might have completed reading Prabhupada's books, but the depth of those statements and the connections which he is deriving from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidya Bhushana, you don't know. But the teaching is there in essence. Shat Sandarbha is there. Many, many literatures are there of the Goswamis. All of those teachings, without missing anything, Prabhupada has presented. All the teachings. Interestingly, even the other Vaishnava Sampradaya teachings also Prabhupada has presented in his teachings. So we don't have to go outside of Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada's Sampradaya for some spiritual sermons, guidance, instruction. No, it's complete. That is why Krishna sends an Acharya. If Krishna himself is the Acharya, Adi Guru, why there is a need for another Guru? The question may come. Krishna is already Guru, right? He is the Guru. He is the Adi Guru. Then why already Guru is there? Then why another Guru? And why so many Gurus? Bona fide Gurus only we are talking. We don't talk about bogus Gurus. There's nothing like bogus Guru. Bogus person means in any way not Guru. So why there's a necessity of another Guru then? Already Krishna is Guru, right? Okay, maximum you can say Vyasa. Once again Krishna has appeared. So, okay, Vyasadeva is the Guru of all the Vedas. But again, why there's a necessity of a Guru? Because the teachings given by Krishna and Vyasadeva has to be made practical based on Desha Kala Patra. Therefore, Krishna sends another Acharya to make that same instructions which is given suitable to the time and place and people and situation. So, if after Prabhupada another Acharya has to come, unless Prabhupada's teachings become not practical, only then another Acharya will emerge. And that is Krishna's decision when he wants to do. But anyway, Prabhupada has said, when a devotee asked, my books will be the law books for the next 10,000 years. Srila Prabhupada made this emphatic statement and declaration. For the next 10,000 years, my books will be the law books. Prabhupada has made this statement. So we really don't have to worry for the next 10,000 years. Of course, sometimes Adhika Prasanga, some devotees are always there. So they said, but Prabhupada, after that what? Prabhupada said, anyway, that Krishna will decide. Why are you so much concerned? Prabhupada told us that Krishna will decide. Don't worry. So, books are the basis. So, let's stick on to reading Prabhupada's books strictly. Then, preaching is the essence. Now, we may read Prabhupada's books and become greatly benefited, but we have to assist the Acharya in preaching, because preaching is the essence. Preaching means any kind of involvement to the Krishna consciousness movement is preaching. You are somewhere connected with the preaching mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are participating in preaching. So therefore, preaching is the essence, because what you are reading, ultimately the essence is you have to preach. You have to practice and preach. So if you don't do that, simply reading is not fully beneficial. You have to apply that. So preaching is the essence. Then utility is the principle. So Prabhupada said everything in this world should be used in Krishna's service, and we should not waste any of Krishna's resources. Should be very careful in utilizing Krishna's resources, whatever Krishna has given you, to be very careful. Whatever assets Krishna has given, whatever people, devotees, whatever Krishna has given, we have to carefully use them, not misspend, not be irresponsible, not be callous, meaning being careless. No. There are many pastimes in this regard. How Prabhupada was very careful in this regard. Every paisa Prabhupada would count and spend. He was very cautious when it came to spending. You can spend even crores of rupees to Krishna, not that you can't spend, but cautiously. At the same time, even 1 rupee we will not let go, even though its value is very less, because it belongs to Krishna. So for us, even 1 rupee or 1 crore, both are of the same value, because it belongs to Krishna. It is Krishna's. Like that. Then, Prabhupada said purity is the force, which we also discussed about. So this is the fourth thing which Prabhupada taught us. Purity is the force. Okay. Then the last part of the instruction which we can remember is, somebody asked Prabhupada in 2 different occasions, what is most pleasing to you, Srila Prabhupada? Because as a devotee or as a disciple, It's a very fundamental question which we would ask, because if you have to satisfy somebody and get his blessings, if you want to get somebody's blessings, you have to satisfy him. Simply without satisfying, you can't demand blessings or expect blessings. You have to satisfy your superior. So therefore, one disciple asked Prabhupada, what is most pleasing to you? The Prabhupada said, if you become a pure devotee of Krishna. He didn't say, because different places Prabhupada said different things. Do deity worship very nicely, do cooking for deities very nicely, keep the same standard going on. I'm very satisfied with deity worship. It's the most important activity in our institution, deity worship. Then he said, taking care of the deity is the most important activity in our movement. Then he said, book distribution is the most important activity in our movement. Then he said, preaching is a very extremely important. Then he said, youth are very important. Then he said, leaders are very important, and we should focus on the leaders. Now we have to focus on leaders. Let the different instructions Prabhupada has given. Prabhupada also said, now we have to boil the milk. Enough of making devotees. Let's ourselves become more and more Krishna conscious. Different instructions Prabhupada used to give. That's why this devotee asked, what is most pleasing to you, Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, if you become a pure devotee of Krishna. He was very pointed. Another occasion, somebody asked the same question, Prabhupada, what is most pleasing to you? He said, they thought that if I build more temples, open more centers, make more devotees, bring a lot of youth and do a lot of book distribution, so on and so forth. Prabhupada said, if you simply chant Hare Krishna, is the most pleasing to me. It's such a serious thing. For us, it is a normal thing. Every day we say we are chanting. Oh, that I am already doing, Prabhu. What you will say? Your immediate answer? Oh, Prabhupada, that I am already doing. So do it. Don't stop. Do it. Let's see how long you will do. How many years you will do. Let's see. Whole life can you do? That is the challenge. 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year you will do. We see so many people doing that. After that they will stop. Do it whole life. So purity is the force. Our purity will decide our period in Krishna consciousness. Okay. We can have 5 prayers to Prabhupada on this auspicious day. What are the prayers we can have to Prabhupada? First prayer, you can think about this and offer this consciously to Prabhupada. Otherwise it becomes very general, very generic it becomes. So the first prayer we can pray to Prabhupada is seek his blessings. Let me engage my whole life in the service of Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada himself, and the deities without any break. Whole life. Narottam Das Thakur also actually talks about this point. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava are 3 important things in our life. There's no question of neglecting any one of the vertical. If you neglect, you are handicapped. You are finished. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. All 3 are equally important for us. Hari, no doubt about that. Krishna, Guru. You cannot neglect the Acharya in your life. And Vaishnava, who are serving, engaged in service of Guru and Hari. Vaishnava means, who is a Vaishnava? Is it a caste? One who is engaged in the service of Guru and Hari. He is a Vaishnava. So, service of, so our prayer must be, whole life I should get an opportunity to serve Vaishnavas, Guru and Hari. The first prayer. Second prayer is, all through my life I should get an opportunity and facility for tasting Mahaprasadam. Seriously, we may take it very lightly. Many people eating, for them, eating, they think honoring Mahaprasadam is like eating, which is, sometimes for them it is considered a very embarrassing thing, just to come only for prasadam to the temple. They don't understand what the value of prasadam. Otherwise, you're eating bhoga outside. Is it an easy thing to eat prasadam all through the life? All through the life, your tongue must only taste Mahaprasad and nothing else in your life. Nothing should fall on your tongue. Can you follow that? It's a great challenge. Not easy. There are many, many times and circumstances where you are not able to take Mahaprasadam. Therefore, our prayer is Prasadam is available, not easy. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. Krishna Balaram Prasadam is even more special. Krishna Balaram Gondita Prasadam. Very, very special. We cannot take it lightly. So, our prayer is that by the Acharya's blessings, our prayer is that we are able to order Mahaprasadam all our life. Second prayer. Third prayer, to get that mood and attraction and interest to read Prabhupada's books and hear Prabhupada's lectures and bhajans. See, when things are there with us, we disregard, neglect. When it goes away from us, then we learn its value. For us, because every day it is in front of me, it is taken for granted. Seriously, we don't have value. Or we may lose value. Therefore, our prayer is not to lose value. See, you can just think about initial times when you just contacted Prabhupada's books, lectures, what eagerness, what attraction, what seriousness we would have had. So our prayer is we want to continue in that same eagerness and enthusiasm and even increase it. That we continue reading Prabhupada's books and dedicate ourselves for reading Prabhupada's books. Commit to reading Prabhupada's books and hearing Prabhupada lectures, not anything else. Then the fourth prayer is very important prayer. Our prayer to Prabhupada is to make me live in the association of devotees. Not easy. This also we take for granted. Every day we see Vaishnavas. We familiarize so much. We will familiarize so much. Narottam Das Thakur has pointed only three things. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Among the millions of things, three things only he pointed out. It's my life and soul, he said. So, Vaishnava association is such a rare thing. Vaishnavas are the dearest to the Lord. Therefore, Maya very easily doesn't allow us Vaishnava association. Some, we say Kida in Hindi. Some Kida she'll put on the head and spoil our head. One place Prabhupada says, Krishna has brought you, picked you up and has put you in the association of devotees. Midst devotees. So it's a very, very great blessing because only in the association of devotees, we develop devotional qualities and learn devotional service and how to serve Vaishnavas, Guru and Krishna. One place Prabhupada says, of course, he is Acharya, he uses all these terms. We were all rascals, but now we become Vaishnavas. But if you leave association Vaishnavas, again you will become a rascal. So sometimes that's kind of strong statements about Prabhupada because these are precautions so that we don't familiarize. Very well. Vaishnavas are very rare to be seen in the world. You should read Nectar of Devotion. Of course. Now, as a Vaishnava, I should not think I am so glorious and all. But I should think of another Vaishnava like that. Nectar of Devotion says, those who are engaged in service of Vishnu are actually Vaikuntha men in this world. Such statements are the Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion also says those who wear tilak and tulsi mala are like Vaikuntha men moving in this world. So such glory set of the Vaishnavas. So our prayer is not to leave the association of Vaishnavas and to execute devotional service amidst Vaishnavas, not in seclusion. Okay, I'll go to home and practice separately, Prabhu. You teach everything, Prabhu. I learn. I'll go to my village and I will practice. No, he's not a Vaishnava. He's a Vaishnava, but a Kanishta Adhikari, not a high grade Vaishnava. So we should desire the association of devotees and live with them and serve Krishna. That will be very pleasing. Then another important prayer is very important among all these prayers is to be loyal to Srila Prabhupada. Loyalty and integrity are two extremely important qualities of a disciple or a sincere devotee. Loyalty and integrity to Srila Prabhupada and his teachings, his devotees, his movement called ISKCON. And this is non-negotiable quality of a disciple. Non-negotiable quality of a disciple. See, it's a fact. And to accept only Srila Prabhupada as our eternal spiritual master and eternal savior. This is something non-negotiable. Otherwise, there is no sincerity in the devotee. If he is looking to so many other persons as his spiritual master, then he is not sincere. So, loyalty to Prabhupada and Prabhupada's movement, Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON, is very, very important. Okay. So, having said this, just want to share some 2-3 pastimes of Prabhupada. I had quite many, but I think in short of time, maybe 1 or 2 only we will share. So just to appreciate the blessings of Prabhupada, one nice pastime, which took place in 1976, December. Prabhupada was this is a recollection by one devotee by name Atma Tattva Prabhu. So it was an Ekadashi day in Allahabad during the Kumbh Mela time. So then Prabhupada was sitting in a tent made by ISKCON devotees and invited Prabhupada because it was the Mahakumbh Mela that time. Mahakumbh Mela comes in 144 years. So that was in 1977, Mahakumbh Mela was there. So then, so Prabhupada wanted to go and have his presence there and ISKCON's presence. Because in Kumbh Mela, every spiritual organization will be present without exemption. So Prabhupada wanted ISKCON also to be there and he wants himself to be there also at that time. So on the Ekadashi, during that Kumbh Mela period, Prabhupada was sitting behind his desk. He used to have a small, low desk. And Prabhupada was talking, because it was an Ekadashi, he was telling to his devotees that this lotus pods, is that lotus seed, fried in ghee is a very nice item for Ekadashi. He was just talking about this. 2 minutes from then, one devotee from Ramananda Sampradaya comes with his 9-year-old son and offers respect to Prabhupada. And he keeps one bag on the desk of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada puts his hand in the bag and then he picks some food which was inside the bag. It was the same lotus pods fried in ghee which Prabhupada was just talking about. And he popped some in his mouth immediately. So then he said to that Ramanandi follower, so how are you doing? Because actually, this Ramanandi gentleman, in his house, Prabhupada stayed in Firozabad years back. He was a Bengali gentleman. Prabhupada stayed in his house. So Prabhupada remembered that. So this man, Ramanandi, happens to be a priest of one family, of a Bengali family who was worshipping Gaur Nitai. Generally, Ramanandis don't worship Gaur Nitai, but this particular gentleman would worship Gaur Nitai for that family. So Prabhupada ate some of the lotus seeds, and then after this brief episode, this gentleman asked Prabhupada, so Prabhupada, you're not going to the Sangam, to the conference for taking your bath? He was asking, you have not taken bath? But I have come to take bath in the Sangam, like that he said. So Prabhupada asked him, so when are you going? So immediately he brought one plate, one tray actually, and then told Prabhupada, please place your feet here. And then he washed Prabhupada's feet. He said, this is my Sangama. And then he took that water, he washed Prabhupada's feet with water and took that feet upon his head. And he chanted some mantras. So then Prabhupada looked at him, and then he was very surprised. So he said, anyway, Prabhupada, I think it may not be okay for you to go to Sangama because a lot of people and rush and all. Anyway, I only brought the Ganga water to wash your feet. Actually, Ganga is waiting for you to step in her so that she'll become purified. So your feet will purify Ganges. And since you are not going to the Ganges, I have brought Ganga here. So thank you for your kind acceptance and this Charnamrita. So see how devotees, sincere devotees perceive the Acharya. So then, this Ramanandi had one son, 9-year-old son. There's a nice conversation happened. So he said, please give that 9-year-old boy to me. I will train him. I will make him an Acharya. Like that he said. Then this man said, Prabhupada, he is yours only. You can take him whenever you want. Prabhupada said, when you say whenever you want, it means no time. Any time means no time. When you say anytime you can take him means, that means no time. That means it is not going to happen. That's what it means. People say, no, oh, I chant all the time. That means he is not chanting anytime. Oh, Swamiji, everything is yours. That means nothing is yours. Swamiji, yalla devurdu. That means nothing is devurdu. Nothing is God's. Everything is mine. That's what it means actually. So that's why Prabhupada said, you can take him anytime, he said. Prabhupada said, no, anytime means no time, he said. Give him to me now. I will make him an Acharya. Then that man said, Swamiji, now he is learning grammar. Let him finish Vyakarana so that he'll be of some use to you. Once his Vyakarana is over, that takes about 12 years. Vyakarana takes 12 years. Sanskrit grammar. Then I will hand him over to you. He is yours, like that he said. Prabhupada insisted for another time. No, what grammar? We don't need grammar. You give him to me. I will train him. He does not have to learn grammar. So this man again continued, Swamiji, I am not saying I am not going to give him to you. Everything mine is yours only. But he is too small now. He'll only give you trouble, Swamiji. Like that. Prabhupada said, "ठीक है." Okay. So finally Prabhupada consented. "ठीक है." He said, "In a few years I will hand him over to you." Okay, he said. And Prabhupada rubbed this boy's head like this. See what is the effect? Just wait and watch now. Something shocking happened after that. So many years passed. Then Prabhupada, of course, this family left. His father and son, they left. Prabhupada had other guests to attend to. Then they left. In the meanwhile, years passed, and this Ramananda Sampradaya broke into many, many divisions. Sometimes it happens, we can't help it. So, this devotee, Atma Tattva Prabhu, he, at one point, after many years, he took about 10 Gurukul boys for the Allahabad Kumbh Mela. That time, one young sannyasi from the Ramanand Sampradaya also had put their tent. Like ISKCON, as I said, every spiritual organization, religious organization will have their presence in Kumbh Mela. If you're not there, means you don't exist in India. It is like that. So this Ramananda Sampradaya, they also had put one tent, and one young sannyasi was heading. He had come there. So he got to hear that this one young sannyasi had united all the Ramananda Sampradayas by his good work and hard preaching and all these things. So, so this devotee thought, okay, let's meet this young sannyasi. It will be inspiration for our Gurukul boys also. Seeing sannyasi is little inspiration, right? So some association they can take like that. And then he was telling the Gurukul boys, so it is unheard that one sannyasi uniting all the sampradaya. It is unheard. Because they broke off into so many branches, right? So we should meet this person. He must have great potency. Otherwise, how can he unite everyone like that? Let's meet him. And there were about 100 people this sannyasi was addressing at that time, that point of time. He was sitting in a nice asan and delivering a discourse, and there were many other followers, disciples fanning him. He himself was a young sannyasi. Then this Atma Tattva Prabhu and the Gurukul boys, many of them were, all of them were foreigners actually, Australians, Americans, like that. So they came, met the Swamiji and bowed down. And one South American Gurukul boy started chanting Sannyasa Sukta. Gurukul boy. The entire assembly was like shocked. ए बालक ये तो संन्यास सूक्ता बोल रहे. So pin drop silence everywhere. So after that, then this Maharaj called one by one all these ISKCON devotees, all foreigners. No? They were like very surprised to see foreigners. And he greeted each of the Gurukul boy and appreciated this devotee. And then in front of everyone, he composed some poetry glorifying Prabhupada. Everybody was surprised. Are? That means the sannyasi knew Prabhupada, is it? He started glorifying Prabhupada. And then he said, if I say that neither in the past nor in the future will there be an Acharya equal to the Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement, I won't be committing any offense to our own founder of our Sampradaya. Because he belongs to Ramananda Sampradaya, is glorifying Prabhupada, who is apparently Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And he justifies saying, because Ramananda, who is the original Acharya of his Sampradaya, that actually Prabhupada will go across the world and preach Krishna consciousness. So then this devotee Atma Tattva Prabhu realized, oh my God, he's talking actually about Prabhupada. Anyway, so he composed about 4 slokas glorifying Prabhupada and ended his glorification. And he glorified Jagannath also. So then, this sannyasi, he remembered Atma Tattva Prabhu also. Atma Tattva Prabhu was Prabhupada's first generation disciple. He said, he called him by his name. Atmatattva Prabhu, do you remember me? You used to carry me on your back. I was a small boy that time. In Padyatra, ISKCON, we used to, Prabhupada organized Padyatra preaching. So that time, during the Padyatra time, so this Prabhu and many devotees stayed in this sannyasi's house. That time he was a small, young brahmachari. So then he said, Prabhupada spoke about me becoming an Acharya. But somehow my father didn't bring me to the Hare Krishna movement very closely like that. But before he passed away, he told me, you should study impersonalist philosophy and defeat them. So he studied Mayavada philosophy for 4 years. All that was very difficult for him to study, staying with Mayavadis. Somehow he managed and studied, and finally he thoroughly studied the subject and then presented the Vaishnava version of the Vedic literatures. 4 years he was with them in Banaras and studied all the commentaries. Then this sannyasi was telling these devotees, I thought since I had Prabhupada's blessings, maybe I could unite the Ramananda Sampradaya. So for 9 years I tried, and now in this Kumbh Mela, it has achieved success. He said to ISKCON devotees, by the blessings of your Guru, we are now united. And would never be able to fulfill this otherwise. Then he said, Ramananda, the original Acharya of their Sampradaya, also made another prediction. Interesting point he made. We don't have to fulfill the prediction of going across the world and making devotees, because that prediction is already fulfilled by Prabhupada. He has made that statement also. And Prabhupada will unite all the Sampradayas. You have united the Ramananda Sampradaya. Prabhupada will unite all the Sampradayas also. So Ramananda ji had made that statement. So like this, he was actually addressing the gathering. So you can just imagine just the rubbing of Prabhupada upon one side, the touch of the Acharya, how much potency is there. Of course, to the point that he rose to become an Acharya, and the potency to unite all the devotees. Of course, the point is not to become an Acharya here by Prabhupada's blessings, but to become a sincere disciple of the Acharya. The point here is how the blessings of Acharya is so special. We can't even imagine. It is so important for us. The glance of Prabhupada, everything is transcendental and absolute. The touch of Prabhupada, or the glance of Prabhupada, in some or the other way, we are connected to Prabhupada. It's extremely important in developing and cultivating and nurturing our Krishna Bhakti. And it also calls for Krishna's mercy. So like that. So let's remember Prabhupada and seek his blessings on this auspicious day. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.